And of course, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason over here, Signature Esports, live and in charge. Having a little bit of fun here. We're going do-si-do at Texas for the second to last race in the Next Gen Series, brought to you by the eNASCAR Racing Association. John, Betlem Heating and Cooling, and all of the fantastic fans over at Ryko-Motorsports.com. Make sure that you go over there and you check out Ryko-Motorsports.com for your setups and skills that you're going to need to get out there. And they do have some fast setups this week. It's going to be a lot of fun. Good to see everybody out there watching with us. Get the shares, get the streams. We're live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube here at Signature Esports. And it is your home for eNASCAR Racing Association action. Speaking of John Betlem Heating and Cooling, make sure that if you get out there and you're in the Rochester, New York area, you have an opportunity to get some preventive maintenance done. It's about to be wintertime. It's going to be colder up there than I could ever want to deal with. So hopefully you get out there and get your filters changed and everything else that you're going to be able to take care of. But if you want to do that, make sure that you give them a call. John Betlem Heating and Cooling, celebrating 80 years of customer satisfaction. Give them a call, 585-271-8888 if you're in the Rochester, New York area. Accredited A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. What a great company to be a part of. So it's always good to see sponsors and folks getting out there. Travis, thanks for the like out there. Appreciate everybody giving us likes and follows and chatting it up out there. Thank you, Fireball Wooly. He's getting ready to have a stream. We're going to go over afterwards. Big Zerk giving us some Let's Go Racing Texas style drivers. Mr. Zerk, how are you doing? That's my second stream today. That's going to be a lot of fun. We'll do that afterwards. We're going to be joining the Top Esports family over there for their race. But here, qualifying is going to be pretty quick. We're going to run a pretty simple race here. Texas is going to run 100 laps here. Ryko-Motorsports, brought to you by Ryko-Motorsports.com. The track temperature is going to be a gloomy 79 degrees. Roughly about 146 miles, but we call it the 150 because it's 100 laps and it just makes it easy. Ready to get a podium, says Big Zerk. I see you. I see you. We're going to be seeing what you're going to be doing there. Overcast skies here. You see Texas being very, very, very dreary right now on the screen right there. But I do think that that tire wear is going to be a big factor here. Colder temperatures, a lot of grip, fast speeds. I mean, look at Michael Sturgill Jr. is going to pretty much hold on to the pole right here. Justin Levine and Dylan Beckman doing some good things. We'll see what Brad Sousa is going to be doing. If he's going to get out there and qualify. He may not. These drivers are going to be ready to go here in just a little bit. But that is your race information. Fort Worth, Dallas-Fort Worth area for the Texas Motor Speedway. It is you see the tri-oval. It's got almost like a straight embankment tri-oval there. We'll look at what Brad's going to be doing here as he gets out there and qualifies. Good to see Brad Sousa out there. Good to see all these drivers competing. Was talking about, I put it in the description, but this league has a very tight, contested top three. And Chad Guenningasman, Matt Kocher, and Michael Sturgill Jr., all of those three drivers separated by 3 points. Kocher has 3 wins in the series. He's second in points with 380. Guenningasman has 2 wins in the series. He has 382. Michael Sturgill Jr., 379. So from 382 to 379, separate 1, 2, and 3. But Justin Levine, hot on their tails. He's got 365. He's comfortable in fourth. Has Brad Sousa behind him with 331 inside the top 5 in points. It'll be hard impact racing. This is going to be all about fuel strategy, and we see week in and week out with these drivers. It will be absolutely a great race. Justin Levine out there giving us a like and a share. Thank you. I'm seeing it's coming. There's his racing channel giving us a share as well. Justin Levine Racing out there. So everybody is through qualifying. I do believe Nathan Hall is going to start at the tail end of the field, but we will take a look at your starting grid. A little bitty thing, but these guys have been great racing, even with a smaller field. We've been able to see them be very competitive and just really hold on to good lap times and great racing. Michael Sturgill Jr., the number 77 is going to be your pole sitter. Justin Levine, the number 41 is going to be there as well. Dylan Beckman, the 17, inside row number 2 with Chad Guenningasman to the outside. Brad Sousa in the number 42 is going to have Matt Kocher to his outside. 2 teammates going to be trying to work together. Nathan Hall there with Warrior Racing at the tail end of the field. Nothing but good racing to be had. They're going to be lining up on pit road. There is the number 77. ready to rock and roll. Good to see everybody out there. Thank you for all the folks out there watching on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Make sure you hit the like button on the videos. Make sure that you hit the share, hit the subscribe if you're out there on YouTube, and then follow us on Twitch. And much love to you. We're going to have some fun here. Texas 150. They do have some great looking paint schemes. Let's see. Let's pick a favorite today. Usually Justin Levine's his paint scheme has been a good one, but we're seeing the Brucey Raceware kind of all over a few of these cars. There's Chad Guenningasman right there in the number 4. He's got a good looking paint scheme. I do like Sturgill's paint scheme. Big old 41. There's Mr. Zirk. He likes it. There's Brad Sousa. He's got the pay to win setup on. It does look like Matt Kocher will be there. Nathan Hall driving the Warrior Racing throwback paint scheme. Kind of a tribute to the No Sweat number 8. Travis Pierce liking the look of the 77. We like it. We like it a lot. That's Gary, number 77, CS Design. Go Sturgill, says Moscow out there. And everybody root for your favorite driver. Sturgill, third in points, needs 3. Basically needs some good finishing here. He needs Chad Guenningasman to finish outside of third, and he needs Kocher to finish pretty close to the same spot. But a good win here will do him some justice. All right, folks, we're going to go green flag racing here in just a moment. Hopefully you're excited. I'm excited. I like the 1.5-mile tracks with the Next Gen Series cars, with iRacing and NASCAR making the adjustments that they are. They're starting to drive a little bit more with a little bit more downforce and a little bit more front end reliant, as in before you can almost flat foot it around. Now these drivers are really starting to have to make adjustments, especially on the fly. So pace car is going to lead them around. We're going to go green flag racing. Texas 150, the Texas two-step for the eNASCAR Racing Association. And, of course, we talk about Ryko-Motorsports being the headline sponsor. Much love to them. And John Betlem Heating and Cooling. Make sure you go to iRacing.com, sign up for your membership, get your monthly, your semi, or is it quarterly? I think they have, I don't know if they have a half year anymore. They used to, I thought. But you can get the annual membership as well. Get all that discounted, and big appreciation to the NASCAR Racing Association for being a part of the iRacing family as well. You could run one of their series out there. They do have the Ryko series out there as well. I think that was in the modifieds. I think it was touring modifieds that they had. So I'm pretty sure it's still out there. 77, 41, 17, 442. We look for it to be a quick race, maybe caution-free. We'll see what happens here as they get busy at Texas. Michael Sturgill Jr. getting a good start here. Here's the chopper cam as they work their way down the backstretch for lap 1. A driver to keep an eye on will be Mr. Kocher. He likes to work his way through the field, figure out the racetrack as he drives it. Ran an official with him not too long ago as they come across the front stripe for lap 1. And he did the same thing. He just kind of worked his way through the field and did what he does best, and that is just kind of be there, be patient, and utilize some of his natural talent to get out there and do it. A lot of these drivers, a lot of great talent for all of them. 77 to the outside of the 17, the 41's with them. Chevy and 2 Fords battling it out for the lead. 41 of Justin Levine trying to hold on to it here. Levine needs some finishes. He needs to win the next 2 races to be inside the top 3 to really gain that momentum that he needs. 77, 41, 17, 42, 3 of 100. Sure just ran the fastest lap of the race, 29.68, trying to work his way to the front. I see these drivers being very, very, very impactful. Nathan Hall getting himself in the race, and I think he got a little right side damage. May have came out of the area and got up into the wall. 77, 41 battling it out. It's going to be close racing throughout this entire battle. We'll see what happens when it comes to pit strategy. Pit strategy for these cars should be pretty close to a 1 pit stop race for the majority of the drivers. 77, 17, 41 there There's the one of Kocher trying to get himself to the front. He's going to be driving into the corner. 29.54 his last time by. And now a 29.56 as he comes across the stripe this time. So he's fast. He's utilizing that draft to get himself in the mix. He is really very much down low. Has a good push from his teammate, that number 42, right behind him. The 1, the 42, the 4 of Guenningasman right there in fourth. Guenningasman having a great season, still leading in points, and the overall points battle will go directly to what he's going to be able to accomplish out of this. He just needs a good race. Dylan Beckman runs the fastest lap of the race this last time by. The number 17 pulling out a 29.50. Draft dependent these cars are. If you're the race leader, you're going to be shoveling snow at Texas. As the 17 in that Ford Mustang, the Smirnoff Ice Ford Mustang, trying to get to the back bumper of the 17. Dirty air, a little bit faster for these cars. Clean air is friendly, but it's not as friendly as you would expect. As right now the 41 is going to, whoa, man, look at him hug that white line. He'll be side by side with the 17 on the exit. And it's going to give up a little real estate. He'll be down low once again. 77 utilizing a natural line here. Guenningasman runs the fastest lap of the race, 29.47. They're getting faster as the tires heat up on these cars. Something about these cars, that is something that has to happen. The tire pressure early on is it's astronomically low. So you have to get these cars up to speed and get the heat in the tires for them to really have grip. I mean, that is pretty much the case for every race car out there, but even more so the focus on it with these ones. And now I kind of wonder if iRacing is going to take the strategy here with these cars, because they're single lug nut cars, and make the and do the timing right because I've been noticing that the pit cycle's been roughly about 13-14 seconds. And that is with a 5 lug nut pattern. With 4 lug nuts, with just 4 tires with single lug nuts, are they going to adjust that going forward when it comes to pit stops? That's a good question that just came across my mind here, folks. Isn't that crazy? Last lap for the race leader, 29.66. Everybody else just kind of settling into pace. 10 of 100, nice and easy, nice, good follow through. And they're all within 0.7 of a second. 10 laps in. .41 of Justin Levine contesting to the inside. Going for the pass on the lead here. And looks like he might make it stick. Tell you what, all these drivers with these high I ratings make me jealous. Justin Levine, 65.43 on the I rating scale. Highest in the field. Sturgill Jr., 48.26. Guenningasman, 45.42. Matt Kocher, 44.58. Making a pass here as well. Levine looking like he's going to try to make it stick on the outside. Able to do so. High line into the low line approach, or midline into a low line approach. We talk about them being draft dependent. That's exactly what's happening here. Here's the one. Not able to soak up the rays of that racetrack. Cloud cover making these things super fast. Justin Levine, top speed 185. Right now running 180 miles an hour. And the 71 to the outside. Does look like everybody's going to be able to be competitive. Might separate each other here just a little bit. One to the outside of the 17. Guenningasman there to the back bumper of the 77. Try to make it work. Try to make it stick. The Texas 150 is still under the way again. Brought to you by Ryko Dash Motorsports and the eNASCAR Racing Association. John Betlem Heating and Cooling, Rochester, New York area. Make sure you give him a call if you need it, because it's about to be that time. Give him a call, 585-271-8888. That'll be the phone number for you. Much love and appreciation to John Betlem Heating and Cooling. 80 years of customer satisfaction. Let our family help yours. Good old-fashioned love. B&H Racing giving us a like out there. Thank you very much, B&H. You guys are getting ready to race too here pretty soon, aren't you? 14 of 100 for the drivers. 41 and the 77 back at it again. 77 to the inside of the 41. The 4 is going to be going with them. So is the 1. So this is going to be about who's going to be where. Can you pull the draft off of the car in front of you? Little side draft from the 77. It's going to leave it on the bottom. Try to take back over the lead here. We'll pull a crossover here. Looks like the 41 is going to be right back in that second spot. Justin Levine to second. Back where he started, Michael Sturgill Jr. right back out front. Mr. Sturgill having a good day. 41 figuring out some line here. He had excellent exit speed there. So he got himself around the turn. 77 down low. 4 is going to be there as well. Looks like the 1 might pull the same kind of move here. It looked like it was that at that point, but there's the 77 to the inside. 4 is going to pull the draft right next to the bottom line. 41 high line running. 77, 41. Justin Levine, Michael Sturgill Jr. side by side racing. Turn number 2 on the exit. 41 is going to carry onto the backstretch. 77 not able to clear the 41 here. So it looked like as they get into turn number 3, the 41 is going to be carrying that second lane nice and easy. 77 really having to push the limits of the throttle here. That might be the passing move. What's your opinion on the situation? 77, 41, 41, 42. The 17 of Beckman. Nathan Hall went to pit road on lap 3. Looks like he is just kind of doing his thing. Sousa trying to get to the inside of the 17. Going to work his way in and fill the gap in the boundary. We're going to go a little bit sounds of iRacing for you. If that isn't the most doing it for Dale you've ever seen, I had to throw that out there. Riding on board with Dylan Beckman here. You see the number 17 try to close the distance as the front stretch becomes a little bit spread out. 2.5 seconds the difference, and that'll be the run that they have out of the clutch into the throttle. You see him. There is the 17. It's going to have the 42 and the 1 with them. Thinking these drivers might split up some of the pace or some of this run here we might see what happens here as far as the green flag pit stop. 77-41 Ford of Guenningasman, Chevy, 2 Fords in the top 3, then a Ford, a Chevy, and a Toyota all together. 2 Chevys, 3 Fords. Ford's dominating the eNASCAR Racing Association. Only Toyota is going to be the number 1 of Kocher right there. He might figure something different out here. 25 of 100. We are still green flag racing. Hopefully you're having a fantastic evening out there. If you're having a fantastic evening, make sure you give us a like and follow on all the platforms. Much love to you. Much appreciation. You know we like to do this. Into the backstretch, kind of looking at what they're doing here. Quite possibly, we're looking at the 42. This is one of my favorite cameras here. It allows us to really take and dive into the driving spectrum. 41 of Justin Levine battling it out with 77 of Mike Sturgill Jr. They've been going at it for quite a while. I think the 41's figured out a line that works for him. As they'll get down to the backstretch. Look at the drag race on the backstretch right here as the 41 closes that speed. I know you can't really hear the audio of the car. I'll have to fix that camera later on because that's insane. They get louder, of course, getting on the front stretch. This is one of my favorite cameras for Texas, and I kind of wish that all the mile and a halves had this. It's not necessarily a spotter camera. It's pretty darn close. As you see the 7741 overhead view, the chopper camera, aka the drone camera, they're working each other quite nicely here. And 28 of 100 will show them getting into turn 3. 7741 still drag racing. Let's take a look at your onboard dashboard of Justin Levine. You're seeing what kind of speeds he's running with the 77 in front of him. 174 into the corner, onto the front stretch. We'll see what they're able to get up to here. Highest speeds for the drivers. Michael Sturgill Jr. top speed 183 on that lap. 184 for Chad Guenningasman. We'll see what they're going to be able to run here. Bottom right of your screen, you see Levine's speeds. He gets to the inside. And there's Michael Sturgill Jr. on the outside. We'll see what he's going to be able to do here. See if he's going to be able to use lessons learned by the 41. He's right there on the high line. Man, oh man. Levine and Guenningasman coming to pit road. Maybe that is the fuel cycle right there. 30 laps. It seems... Maybe I'm wrong about the pit strategy here. And on pit road, Justin Levine, Chad Guenningasman, they want to make it to the end. And they're going to do something different. So there's the 77 of Michael Sturgill Jr. Dylan Beckman, Matt Kocher, they're going to have some room to make up here because 4 seconds the gap between the 77 and the 17. Sturgill in on pit road this time by, so maybe 30 laps. Maybe this will be a couple of green flag pit stops here for the drivers. Kocher and Sousa are going to lead here as they come around. You never know what kind of lap times these drivers are going to get, and what kind of race they're going to be able to pull off. Something I didn't do is normally I get in and I run my telemetry, run a couple of practice laps, and see what kind of fuel strategy these drivers would get. I didn't do that today. A little unprepared. Sorry about that. 142, 77, 41. Everybody a lap down. Michael Sturgill Jr. came to pit road, and right now it's going to have a lap fresher tires in the field behind him. 41 and the 4 already up to speed. They're going to try to get to the back bumper of the 77. They made an adjustment. Somebody made an adjustment. At least that's what it looks like. because these two are working together to try to get back around the 77. Kocher and Sousa working together. They've got a whole lap to kind of deal with here. They might get unlapped here. Might unlap themselves. 142. Close in the distance. 42 is going to be leading here. Brad Sousa, the 1, the 77, trying to work their way back around. The 1 and the 42 here, 35 of 100. And that is how you unlap yourself. Brad Sousa, your race leader. Here's the pay to win, 42. He's got a little right side damage. He might have tapped the wall. It might be possible there. We'll see what's going on as they carry back around. 30.3 seconds, the gap between Sturgill and Sousa, and that's the driver right in front of him. This league all about fun and entertainment and what they can be able to bring. Dylan Beckman, the number 17, back out there trying to get himself back, got back up to Sousa and Matt Kocher. Here's a look from his cockpit view here. He came to pit road on lap 31. His last lap, 29.92, needs that draft. And he's going to see some of the drivers in front of him. 31.35, 31.49 for Sousa and Kocher. Basically 2 seconds to drop off over 30 laps for these cars. That's going to be quite entertaining to see how much they're going to be able to carry forward. Chad Guenningasman in 5th right now. But Sousa doing a decent job. 31.35 on his last lap this time by. Let's see what he brings. He brought in a 31.33. Kocher 31.24. So they're able to carry some speed. They're able to make it stick. And maybe the midline working being the better for the 42, because that just seems like that's what he's running. Justin Levine in 3rd. Now as he and the 77 continue to have their battling ways. This has been the race since the beginning of the race. Who's gonna be leading this little 3-car pack around? And it looks like Michael Sturgill Jr. winning on the backstretch here as the 41 gets right to the back bumper. That is a whole lot of Tuckus in front of him. I do like the look of the 2022s. If you look at the onboard rear deck camera or the bumper camera of the number 77, that's the 41. That's the new Mustang that's going to be hitting the streets in the NASCAR circuit next season. It's an aggressive-looking Cobra. Look at that thing. Here is Sousa. That's your race leader. He's got Dylan Beckman trying to unlap himself right here. He's going to try to get to the inside. He's going to do so nice and easy. Get around the race leader. Tony, come on, man. Tony, that's right. Hold on. Here it is, brother.
Come on, man.
There it is. I like it. Good to see you out there, Tony. 42, 177, 41, the 4, and the 17. That'll be the 6 drivers in the field. Nathan Hall parked it on lap 3. Got into the wall a little bit. But this is a battle of points for the next 2 races. Texas and then Kansas next week for the season finale. Brad Sousa leading over teammate Matt Kocher, 1.4 seconds. 1.5. Setup change coming for the drivers, I think. 18.6 seconds, the difference between Sturgill and Justin Levine. Mr. Tony Kivett, much love to you, brother. It's a streaming channel you get out there and follow. If you get out there on Twitch, twitch.tv/Tony Kiv, TonyKiv. He's a good streamer. He has a lot of fun out there. Sousa, your race leader, eNASCAR Racing Association, driving the pay-to-win setups, 42. 2 seconds over his teammates now as he still has his leading ways. rolling through the gears. Look at him roll. Tony, you still have my favorite soundbite. Or right next to Woolie's, what the hell? That one cracks me up. 42 coming to pit road. So he's going to hit his green flag pit cycle. So that'll make a short pit. There goes Kocher. He's going to be your new race leader. He's going to go 45 laps and still work his way around. Right now, lap time's not quite evening out. He is he on his clutch? He's saving. Matt's saving. Hit it, brother. Never thought of these cars. If you want to save that much fuel in the next gen cars to get yourself out there and try to make it a one pit stop kind of race to do that. 8.3 seconds and gaining the 77, 41, 417 of Beckman starting to work his way there as well. Brad Sousa in and off pit road takes the 15-second pit stop in his on his pit cycle, and we'll go a lap down. He's going to have to try to catch back up here because he might go 2 laps down. He's not 2 laps down. Sousa will be a lap down to Michael Sturgill Jr. and company. So that'll be some work that he has to get to. Kocher is still out there, 4.8 seconds, and gaining is that second little pack of group that came in on lap 31. Sturgill Jr. in on 31. Levine and Guenningasman in on 30. Dylan Beckman in on 31, comfortably in 5th at the moment. Sturgill Jr. still trying to work his way around Justin Levine here as Brad Sousa picks up the tail end of that pack. Mr. Kocher driving his pay-to-win setups, Toyota Camry. Having a decent race. Let's ride along with him. This is interesting. I've not seen this on a mile and a half in the next gen cars. I might just be missing something. Could be wrong. Maybe the car's just that quiet. He's into pit road this time by. I'm not trying to give any trade secrets away, I promise. He's going to go to pit road, and he'll come back out roughly. Oh, he should come back out quite possibly close to the lead lap. We'll see what happens here. He is down pit lane. He might be a lap down, but he'll be right there with Mr. Sousa. His teammate who's 30.3 seconds off the pace. But right there in front of the race leaders, he's leading the 41 and the 77 around this racetrack right now. 41 of Justin Levine is your race leader. They're holding on to it. Matt Kocher coming off pit road. He'll be a lap down. Maybe an adjustment here for the drivers. Now, the rest of the field will still have to come back to pit road. I do believe Sousa might still have to come to pit road as well. Kocher came in on 48. Maybe pushed it all the way around. I'm curious to see what the strategy with that was. I know it's a lot of green flag racing halfway through the race now. This time by completing lap 51. I am curious to see what the strategy is here for the drivers. I'm going to pause the vocals, hydrate for a moment. We'll be back with you. 41.77. Trying to put Sousa a lap down here. Back there riding Sousa on the freshest of tires. We'll be able to hold on to what he's got going on there, but these cars being so draft dependent, it really pulls you away from the field. If you've got a car behind you, it disrupts that back of that car so much that you can't really make gains. You can make gains if you're the number 2 car, and the number 3 car, but that running out front, I tell you what, that does become an issue. 30.39 to last lap for Levine. Sousa ran a 30.36, just barely edging the field out, and they are still working that wheel. Brad Sousa in 5th, trying to not be a lap down. Not sure last time by ran 30.52, his best lap in the field, 29.54. Still being a lap down, still trying to track these guys down in the field. Last lap for Justin Levine, 30.22. Sousa's going to fall behind these front 3. 14.94 for Dylan Beckman on the lap time, so he's going to be trying to work his way back there as well. Chad Guenningasman running the fastest lap, that last lap next to Matt Kocher, who is a lap down. He's trying to catch his teammate and full throttling this thing all the way around. You had to go with the knee, almost took out your fence. Whoa! Had to go, man. They almost took out your fence? That's insane. Justin Levine, Michael Sturgill Jr. still battling it out here. Guenningasman still doing a decent job as well. He is trying to work his way. If Guenningasman wins here, that gives him a 4-point advantage going into next week. Getting as far as the points would go over Kocher and Michael Sturgill Jr. So the race right here for next week, 2 to 3 inches, man. That's insane. 2 to 3 inches from hitting your fence. That's no bueno, man. Michael Sturgill Jr. makes the pass for the lead. They came in on lap 30. Levine and Guenningasman came in on lap 30. Sturgill Jr. came in on 31. Sousa and Kocher utilizing their strategy here. They came in on lap 44 for Brad Sousa. Matt Kocher came in on lap 48. Dylan Beckman came in on lap 31. Dylan was catching the field, now falling back just a little bit. He might be looking at maybe trying to work with the 2 teammates here, but the 42 of Sousa right there, still within reach, kind of striking distance of the top 3. When they come to pit road, that'll put him back on the lead lap, and he might come around up to speed and be able to carry a little bit more time. His last lap, 30.50. Kocher still trying to catch him. He's getting ready to get into turn 3. He's looking for his teammate. Here's the onboard from that driver. Now it's time to send it. That's what I would look at it. Little cleaning the tires off with some of the grass there. Sturgill Jr. having a heck of a race. He started on the pole. He's been able to carry. I wonder if he had a great season or a great week last week. That's kind of what I probably should be looking at here. What did he do last week as far as the? Can't look. I keep forgetting, folks, that you can pull up a driver profile and see what kind of week he had last week. You can do that, right? He had a pretty decent week last week. He gained a few hundred iRating. Nice job. So he's on the oval circuit for his for 2021. He's got 64 starts, 4 wins, 22 top 5s. His top 5 percentage, 34.38. He's led 7.34% of the 3,899 laps he's ran, which equates to 286 laps led over the series. What a great stat to have. Top 5s being my downfall when it comes to racing on iRacing. 41 of Justin Levine to the inside of the 77. The 4 is going to be there as well. 42 right there. Maybe going to try to help this Chevy out. We'll see what happens. Still rolling. 41.77.4. Dylan Beckman a lap down now as he comes around.
see what the current race leader Justin Levine has had over the last couple of weeks. His career stats for 2021. Said had a decent. He was up to 7,021 on the iRating. His career, so his 2021 start, 2021 series, 167 starts, 58 wins. Holy cow! 119 top fives, and his win percentage 34.73% for Justin Levine. That is a stat to have. Man, oh man, Justin Levine, why are you not in the Road to Pro Series? Man, oh man. Somebody get him a sponsor. 71.26% top fives on the race. Man, oh man. His average start is 7th. His average finish is 6th. He has led 4,889 laps in the 2021 season. That is equivalent to 27% of each race. That's incredible. Incredible. Who is, let's see, Matt Kocher's our other contender here. Let's take a look at his stats for the most. I was able to race with him not too long ago, and he's just super fast. Super fast. It's not showing me. Okay, well, I'm sorry. It's all good, folks. All good. Look at these drivers. They're out here competing, having a heck of a day. And each and every one of them are just amazing drivers. Good to see him out there. Sousa having an issue. He's out of the race right now, so might Kocher out of the race too. He is the number one out of the race. 67 of 100. 4 drivers in the field left. 77-41 side by side for the lead here. And a good little run. That's what I was looking at. Kocher, super fast driver, 77, coming to pit road early, 33 laps before the end. So he's gonna take a little early pit here. Levine, Guenningasman, that'll be the 2 drivers on the lead lap. Dylan Beckman coming around. He's going to be the first driver 1 lap down. The only driver a lap down at the moment. That'll make Sturgill a lap down, I do believe. Not out of his pit stall yet, so he's gonna get all that fuel in and make it work. So here in just a moment, they'll be leaving pit road. Justin Levine, Chad Guenningasman, 1-2 for the drivers here. They will have to come to pit road at least once. Alex, thanks for the coffee. Appreciate you. I like the coffee. Makes you worry. Man, it makes me worry. Makes me worry. Comes into pit road. He's got about 14.5 seconds between he and Dylan Beckman, who are both lap down cars. Now Levine and Guenningasman doing it. Alex sent me a cup of coffee on Facebook. Thank you, Alex Apedo. Appreciate you. I like the coffee. Spamming the chats, like it. Thank you very much. Good old, I like it. I like it. Thank you very much. No heartbreak, folks. No heartbreak. 71 of 100. These 2 drivers out front trying to decide when they're going to be able to come to pit road. Michael Sturgill Jr. ran a half of a second faster lap last time by. And slowly but surely he's going to be catching Justin Levine and Chad Guenningasman. Just by sheer racing. Just by sheer racing. 72, 100, Texas 150. It's been all but clean racing. Clean racing. And the strategy to have right now is, is Michael Sturgill Jr. going to have that big of a lead coming around to it? As Guenningasman and Justin Levine carry 1 and 2. I think we can get a good look at this. There's the backstretch for Justin Levine and Chad Guenningasman. Turn 2 is where the 77 is. He's going to be trying to catch up to these drivers. He's got a little bit of a distance between the two. Let's look at the battles box. It'll show us a relative. 8 down at the bottom of your screen. Guenningasman, who's in second. Now don't get me wrong. Sturgill is a lap down to these drivers. But he's gaining. He's 8.2 seconds in gaining to Guenningasman, which means that Levine and Guenningasman will at least have to think about coming to pits sometime soon, because if not, the 70, if they're trying to win this race, the 77 might actually have a decent enough gap with 25 laps to go this time by, whenever they complete this lap, that it actually might play a factor on that. So we'll take a look and see. Justin Levine front. Now, not so worried. I understand. He's starting to catch. He really is. Levine and Guenningasman into pit road. Maybe Justin's out there listening. I know he shared the stream. So Guenningasman in on pit road. These drivers have to get to their pit stop, have a decent pit stop, get in and off pit road. Sturgill Jr. up to speed here. 25, they'll make it. Now they're into their pit stops. Here's the race. 15 seconds is what it takes to get into pit road and off of pit road. They're going to take left and right side tires. If you take only right sides, that right there can be disastrous. 15.3 for Levine on his pit stop. 14.8 for Guenningasman. That was the better pit stop than all of them. Michael Sturgill Jr. up to speed down the backstretch. Played a different factor here. And now with 25 laps to go, it's going to be all about track position here. The difference is that Justin Levine and Chad Guenningasman, they do have the draft available to help each other. They will be able to run a little bit faster lap times together. But Michael Sturgill Jr. still not slow, 30.05. And for a few laps, we're going to see some gains, and then the tires might even out. 8-lap difference on tires on this green flag run. 24 laps to go. Michael Sturgill Jr. trying to bring home a victory here. Justin Levine and the 4-car trying to get up to speed and get themselves back into the mix. 4.3 seconds the gap and the difference. These two drivers trying to hook up. 29.92 the difference on lap times from the 41 and the 4, about a tenth to the 77. So they're going to gain a little bit here. Is it going to be enough? That's a lot of racing still left to go, and not quite the racetrack that you're used to seeing. There is Dylan Beckman, the number 4 car. Going to have a solid top 5. 15.5 seconds back. I think he does still need to come to pit road. No, he doesn't. He came in on 59. He probably would be good. That's 41 laps. That should be pretty good. I think he can probably make it to the end. 22 to go now as Sturgill and Levine are going to have that battle. 30.17, 39, 29.72, 29.60. These drivers turning up the speed here. Guenningasman trying to make sure that his race ends cleanly. That's going to be a big factor. Justin Levine tying the fastest lap on the racetrack, 29.47 for the driver. Michael Sturgill Jr., half-second difference on lap times. They're going to catch him pretty quickly. I'm kind of wondering if maybe Mike is trying to save here, as he is just kind of let his lap times do his thing. 77.41.4. It'll be to the top three. 2.2 seconds and gaining are these two drivers right here. Michael tried to get a little bit of extra time. I probably opened my mouth too soon and gave away his strategy. The 41 and the 4 are flying around this racetrack. 77 of Michael Sturgill Jr. Starting to worry again. 19 laps to go. Anything can happen. This race is far from over. Michael Sturgill Jr. He has nobody to draft with him. That's the reason. He's got no air to help him. So his lap times are relative to exactly that. He came out on 67. His lap times are not far off. Levine and Guenningasman may catch him, but he'll still be able to catch that draft and be able to ride around with him. I think that's something to keep in mind with these cars. As you see the 41 and the 4 carry turn 1, turn 2. They're going to have heavy speed. 8 lap difference tires. Just start evening out really soon, especially in the draft. 77.41.4. 17 to Beckman, 18 seconds off the pace. Now the 41 and the 4 in the draft of Justin Levine. Might be able to make some make up some time here. Fastest laps of the race? Well, Chad Guenningasman, 29.43. That was his last lap. Take a look at the actual number, 29.428 for Guenningasman. Justin Levine ran a similar lap, 29.431. Sturgill Jr. is now going to have to soak up the draft here. That's how much they caught. That's the difference on lap times, last 5 lap times. So we'll see what Michael Sturgill Jr. is able to do here as he gets himself up to their speed and catch that draft. That's what he needs to do. Half second and losing. But the race is at over 16 laps to go. Justin Levine out front. Levine needs wins. That's what he needs. 41.4, 77, 17. He's not out of their draft yet. Just little updates. Little updates. There it is. He's right there. Now, I will tell you that Levine and Guenningasman, they pushed really hard to catch up there. 15 laps to go. There's a lot still left here to be laid on the table here. 15 laps to go. Reminder, Ryko-Motorsports.com is going to be your big sponsor here at eNASCAR Racing Association. John Betlem Heating and Cooling. If you're in the Rochester, New York area, make sure that you find out if you qualify for a no-cost energy audit by John Betlem. Make sure you give them a call, 585-271-8888. A-plus accredited business with the Better Business Bureau, celebrating 80 years of customer satisfaction. JohnBetlem.com, John Betlem Heating and Cooling. All the good stuff, all the good runs. Oh, there's some stars. Thank you, Travis. I appreciate the stars out there. I forget about that dang old thing. It gets me. Gets me every time. 41-4. 1 and 2. Send some 99 stars. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Get 99 stars. Or what is it? The 99 problems? That's what it is. 41-4-77. Sturgill Jr. 8 laps, maybe the bigger difference here. Trying to make it stick. 12 laps to go. It'll be a battle between 2 teammates. Yes. The 4 and 41 are teammates. Yep, they sure are. Thank you, Travis. I appreciate you. Always appreciate you. (41-4, 77-17). Kocher, Sousa, Hall. That'll be the lineup there. So Kocher will have that top 5. Sousa will finish right behind him. Justin Levine leading with his teammate right behind him. Levine needs it. He needs the win here. That'll boost his points. It'll give him 4 position points over Kocher, which will help that beginning. That's for darn sure. Going into next week, the eNASCAR Racing Association will run 100 laps for the championship race. Kansas will be the track. We absolutely love Kansas. It's a local. It would be considered my local track. Kind of dig it. Sturgill Jr. trying to hold on to third here. He's going to be comfortable there. I do believe he just ran to his heart's content, and these two working together really made it stick. So that's how teammates drive, you know, and not to knock NASCAR, but this is kind of how they should do it. just saying. You seen how the Toyotas have been racing lately? Just not good. Okay, that's enough bashing NASCAR. We love NASCAR. eNASCAR Racing Association, Texas 150 down to 8 laps to go. 41.477. And the 17 of Beckman. Definitely having a decent drive. He doesn't mind a top 5. It is a different kind of race, that is for darn sure. Championship will be decided next week, and that will be a ton of fun. Make sure that you're joining me the rest of the week too. I course double duty on Tuesdays. After this, I'm going to hop over to the Top Esports channel. We're going to be doing some stuff with them. They've got the Graham Xfinity Series that they're already underway. I jump in and kind of help them out to finish up their race night. Then I go to work, and then I come back tomorrow, and I do it all again. We're going to have the, the Beef Jerky Unlimited Truck Series tomorrow night. That'll be on it'll be a simulcast for right here on Signature Esports and Top Esports as well. Saturday, we will have, Saturday, we will have the off-season modified tour. That'll be Saturday evening, another simulcast. And then back at it again Sunday with the Kickin' Asphalt Truck Series. And then Monday with the IVRL Pinkett Ford Truck Series. And back here for the championship next Tuesday. That'll be where we're going to be at. Pretty sure you saw to bring on the track. I don't have control over the cautions there, bro. Mr. Sturgill Sr. 5 laps to go, 77, 5 seconds the difference. He had a great strategy there. There's nothing wrong with that. I kind of opened my mouth though. I don't know if they were listening. I don't think I don't think it might have made a difference. They would have figured something out on their own, I'm sure. But the teammates working really well together. The difference on lap times 4/10 of a second at a time to about a half second the difference. So they're just gaining. And now 3 laps to go as they bring it around here. Good little race. That'll boost some numbers for Levine and Guenningasman. Guenningasman trying to win the $1,000 guaranteed pot for the eNASCAR Racing Association. And much love to all the guys. At least he had I agree. Team racing, and I think that's what's going to really depend on next year. You're going to have to settle your differences with your manufacturers and kind of run together, or your teammates. And when it comes to 2022 and how they're testing these cars, it is going to be more about team participation here, I think. And that's saying something. That is realistically what's gonna really drive these cars to be faster, to be more. You're going to see a manufacturer championship next year that's going to be dominant. I think that's what it's going to be. White flag's going to wave here at Texas. The NASCAR Racing Association has been super exciting with the long green flag run. The strategy to hold on. We're going to see if the 41 and the 4 are going to race each other here to the end, because a little bit of lap traffic's going to change some things. 17 will be there, but I do believe Justin Levine might carry this around the corner nice and easily. Is going to do so. Leading off the tri-oval to the front stretch. 41's going to win it here. And what a nice little race that was. Whoa! Where'd Beckman go? Guenningasman wrecked. What happened? He's up off the racetrack. Did 17 get free? Oh, he's in the grass. That's what happened. Wait. Oh, they just had some fun. That's all they did. Michael Sturgill Jr. will come home third. As Justin Levine should come around. He's going to burn it down for you. All righty, folks. Good little race. Good little race. 100 laps never felt so good, right? Here's your race results brought to you by Ryco Motorsports and John Betlem Heating and Cooling. The race looks like this. Levine, Guenningasman, Sturgill Jr. That'll be your top three. Beckman, Kocher, Sousa, and Hall. That'll be the finishing grid there. Follow us on Facebook. That is Ryco-Motorsports. And follow Signature Esports as well. Much love to you. He comes out and wins it. Kind of dominates there just a little bit. Good little race for him. I enjoy it. I did enjoy it. That's for darn sure. Let's talk to our... Let's see. You know what? We'll just jump down. We'll kind of talk to everybody all at once. This will make this just a lot easier for everybody because it was a good solid race. Let's talk to Chad real quick here. Chad, you had a decent drive. You were pushing your teammate to the end there. You had the points lead coming into this, and it looks like you're still going to have the points lead at the conclusion of this race for the championship, which will be next week. Talk to me about the race and how Texas drove in the next gen cars.
Yes, it was pretty much the same race we've had all the mile and a halves. Is you need somebody to work with. For the most part, it's flat out. Towards the end of the run, you'd have to lift a little bit in 1 and 2, but basically just more plate race and needing a solid teammate like Justin to get a 1-2 finish.
Well, it worked out there. I wasn't sure if you guys were listening whenever I said, well, Mike was gaining. He might have track position. He might have a lot of track position. And right on cue, you guys came to pit road.
Yeah, once we saw Mike pit, we knew that running alone, he's going to have to push it, and his tires were probably going to overheat. And then we figured running it long, we'd have as fresh of tires as possible when we got to him. So we just tried to make sure we have enough time once we pit to catch back up to him. But luckily, with the way this racing is, me and Justin can run half second faster, working together like we did to catch him and pass him. Unfortunately, once we get around him and gap him, by then, without help, there's really no way to get around somebody on the same car as you.
It seemed like that was exactly what he... Maybe if who was it? That was Beckman that was right there. Maybe if you could have caught a break from Beckman and then, pulled a slingshot, being that it's almost like restrictor plate racing here. That might have worked for you.
Yeah, we kind of caught him. We caught him kind of the worst time with like 2.5 to go, because then any run where I was getting some runs on Justin on the backstretch, not quite big enough, but then once we got within a second and a half or 2 seconds of Beckman, Justin just got so much of a toe where I would really actually probably lose down the backstretch more than anything.
I could see that happening. All right, well, congratulations, P2. You're going to be you're still the points leader here for the season, and look forward to Kansas next week. Give your shout-outs out there, Chad, and congratulations out of P2.
Yeah, so I want to give a big shout out to everybody at Frontline, everybody at Bruzy who helps us work on these cars every week. Then I want to thank Justin for working with me again tonight. We worked together well a lot this year, got a lot of 1-2 finishes and wins out of this. Then I want to thank Ryco for putting on the league, and then thank everybody in the league for racing all this year. I know we got one left to go, and then just want to thank you guys for broadcasting too.
Appreciate it. I like it. It's a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing what's going to really transpire next week, and maybe some harder racing. Maybe have to like keep it all a secret. I don't know. I think it's a points finish. But if it was down to all right, here it is. Every winner takes all kind of situation, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely be a fight to the end then next week. But I think we actually have another drop week that's going to get added. So I think Justin actually is the points leader. So yeah. I think right now it's me, Sturgill, and Kocher fighting for P2, 3, and 4 right now, I think.
I think so. I just haven't seen the points update, so that's why I'm going off the information I have. So, the drop week is going to be big and beneficial, but we'll have all that updated for next week. We'll make sure that we do that. But nonetheless, still a great season, and you still got a couple of 1-2 finishes, and you've got a couple of wins yourself, and it's going to be interesting to see.
Yep. Thank you.
Absolutely. Chad finishes in second. Justin, the man himself, he's going to be your race winner. Justin, dude, you and Mike from the beginning of the race. It was all about who's going to have the outside, who's going to have the inside. You guys had more drag racing potential than the draft package would allow. And then towards the end of the race, you're running your fastest laps. Both of you guys ran some of your fastest laps towards the end of the race. Walk us through working with your teammate and how Texas went for you.
Mike was definitely the car to beat. He was so much faster than us down the straightaways. Chad and I knew that we had to do a pit stop strategy to try to get around them, or at least try to set up a slingshot. But Mike got us on the first stop, pitting right after us, came out in front of us, and I guess strategy changed and it didn't work out for him. But I think if he did one lap after us again, or even pitted with us, because we ran our tanks out, it definitely would have been a closer battle. I wish more cars showed up. This race would have been a lot of fun. It felt like Dega, just lifting into one.
Well, Kansas will be it'll be a Highline running next week, I think, for most of you guys. I don't know how it is this week. I haven't gotten in there and ran the officials yet, but Kansas, another 1.5-mile track that has a little bit more steeper banking. Going to kind of run the same setup, maybe same strategy this week, or maybe try to push it next week.
I really don't know. I'm gonna run more official, try to figure it out, try to get the car the way I like it. I have a feeling that it's going to be kind of like Vegas. We're just going to be all running the white line, and I don't know if this car has enough power to really run the wall. I wish it did. It's a lot of fun when everybody's up against the wall and you got to slide job each other to pass for the win.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to drive as hard as I can next week.
For sure, the 550 model is. I know they're working on it, but I do. I agree. I kind of wish that they would throw it up next to the wall and let it run. Alrighty, Justin, give your shout outs out there. It's your time to shine, and then we'll talk to Mr. Sturge because we know he's got some fans out there.
Shout out to Mike. That was an awesome race. I had a lot of fun. Definitely tried to make it interesting, but just staying side by side. Just wanted to see how long we could do it. But Mike raced me very clean, and I had a lot of fun with him. Shout out to you. Love what you do as a broadcaster. Can't wait to go back and watch the broadcast. Shout out to everyone at Ryko, Ken for putting this on for us. So, shout out to everybody at Frontline and Brucey Racewear.
Absolutely. I'm getting used to seeing the Bruceys everywhere. You guys might need to have to bring Mr. Sturge onto your team for the next season.
I would love that.
All right, my man. Well, congratulations on the race win here, and I look forward to seeing you guys race it out next week at Kansas.
Thanks. Have a good one.
You too. That's your race winner, Justin Levine. Always good to talk to him. Here is last but not least the man of the hour, the number 77, Michael Sturgill Jr., Cincinnati, Ohio native. Mike, oh man, you had the car to beat, they say. And I know that you tried to have one heck of a pit strategy there, and it pretty much it came down to they just waited just a little bit longer.
Yeah. I don't know. Vegas, I tried to split it in thirds, and people short pitted, and then it was like me and Dylan trying to chase down a 3-car pack, and then tonight I tried to split it in thirds, and they ran it out longer, and then I had 2 cars that I couldn't. I had 2 cars on newer tires. I just was by myself. I couldn't do anything. So definitely frustrating, to say the least.
Well, you still had a heck of a race there, and I always congratulate you because you guys get out there and you guys run really clean, and you try to make sure that you take in consideration the strategy out there. It's always good to see the long green flag runs and the green flag pit cycles here. Next week, kind of going to go back to the drawing board and try to push it there.
Yeah, I don't know what the points look like with the drops and everything, but I was really hoping to win tonight and win next week, but I guess we'll just have to try for next week. See what we can do.
Kansas should be the track for you, and you do really well at the mile and a halves. It'll be exciting to see. Mike, give your shout outs out there. I know Mr. Moscow's out there watching.
Well, yep, we got to shout out my dad, as always, everyone else watching. You for putting on the broadcast, everyone in the league, and Ken for putting the league on. It was fun racing with Justin and Chad while we were all grouped together. I wish we could have raced it out to the end. Shout out to my teammates who, well, Dylan was in there with me discussing strategy, and Jeremy's still having some issues with work, so he hasn't been able to show up. Hope to see him back out, and Austin for usually making sets for us. And I think that might be it. I think that should be it.
All right, my man. Well, congratulations. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you next week at Kansas for your big old championship race. We'll have all the points updated next week as well, and I appreciate you getting up here.
Yep, thank you.
Absolutely. Michael Sturgill Jr. comes home third, and that is your top three for the night. Brought to you by eNASCAR Racing Association, Ryko-Motorsports.com, and, of course, and always, everybody over there at John Betlem Heating and Cooling. Remember, and if you're in the Rochester, New York area, get your preventative maintenance done before the winter comes, because it might be too late. You might have an issue that you don't know about. 585-271-8888. An accredited business with a Better Business Bureau, an A+ rating there, celebrating 80 years of customer satisfaction. Let their family help yours. And just like I always say it, folks, much love and appreciation to everybody out there that tunes in, watches, gives us likes and shares, and does what you do. And you guys do what you do best out there, like these drivers do what they do best. Thank you to Ken and Ryko Motorsports and all the guys over at the eNASCAR Racing Association, all the drivers, and all the folks out there watching. I'm going to hop over to Top Esports. We're going to help them finish out their broadcast. Hopefully you get over there and tune in as well. Much love and appreciation once again. And if I don't see you, have a good afternoon, good evening, and a good morning.